Hey everybody, it's Bob from TNT Customs. We're here at TNT Tuesday. It's our weekly live Facebook feed. This week we're over at manufacturing, and my brother and I are cooking lunch for the guys, both from the Jeep shop and here at manufacturing, kind of bring everybody together. We also is our salute to mothers. Mother's Day was just over the weekend. I'm fortunate enough to have my mom here in town, so we'll introduce her here in a minute. We'll get out of the smoke. My family's from Wisconsin. I'm originally from Wisconsin, so we're having brats, beer brats today. Also making tomorrow is my birthday, so I'm making myself a birthday cake slash Mother's Day cake slash it's nice outside on Tuesday cake. So it's time to rotate that, and then we'll go for a little tour around the shop quick. It's hot, buddy. Okay, got my cake rotated. Let me reset my timer. See ya. All right, so we got 10 minutes, so we got to be back. So we'll go for a quick tour. So this is our office showroom over here at TNT Manufacturing and Linex. We do Linex protective coatings here, as well as manufacture all of our TNT parts. You notice when you walk through the doors, my dad, Bob. Say hi to folks out in TV land. This is my mom, Janice. So, you know, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
A day late, 2 days late. We have the guys standing here, or sitting here at the console, waiting for your phone calls to order some cool parts. So we'll take a quick tour out here in the shop. This is our Linex facility. Linex, we obviously spray truck bed liners. We also do, we're coating some bumpers for a fella. We install accessories, sliders, tonneau covers, that sort of truck accessories. We handle all the Jeep stuff over at the Jeep shop, but these guys can put on the basic accessories here. You need beyond basic accessories, obviously over at the custom shop we do truck lift kits, whatever you need for your truck. So over here in front of me, this is our production powder coating assembly. We have an oven, a booth, wash bay. You can see we've got some parts that just came out of the oven, cooling down. Some suspension parts for us. We also do walk-in powder coating. If you need something, your project at home needs powder coating, bring it here, we can fix you up. This is our one size fits all. Shipping, assembly, receiving, everything kind of happens right here. Tanners, putting some parts together today so we can get some stuff shipped out. We don't hold a ton of inventory. We keep the common parts that you guys want. Keep going. It may get a little fuzzy. This is a big metal building, and so we'll take a quick tour of the fab shop, and we'll come back out here and it'll be time to rotate some cake. My wife Mary over here running the shipping counter today.
Happy Mother's Day, Mary.
Thank you. Killer.
We're good.
We're good there? Okay. All right, so we'll stay here. We have some signal. This is our fab room. Press brake, multiple saws, CNC tubing bender, a typical fab shop. This is how we make all of your parts. The guys weld them back there in welding tables. They have a bin stocked with for all of our truss components because we build your trusses to order. So they'll pull all the pieces for your order, put the truss together. We will get better signal in the future. We can spend some more time back there. Like we did on the first one, this is just a quick down and dirty. This is who we are, what we can do. We have full capability. We cut in-house, we break in-house, bend tube in-house. The only thing we don't do in-house is intricate machine work. That comes from our partner Summit Machine over in Draper, Utah. Jolene does all of our machining for our control arm joints, our adjustable assemblies, that sort of thing. But everything else we do here. And speaking of doing things here, if we manufacture a part that maybe you want, perfect example is a set of corners for TJ, our new JK corners. We talked about them last week, the 6-inch stretch kit. Maybe you want to run a fuel cell and you don't necessarily want the gas filler in it. Give us a call. A slight upcharge for programming that piece, but we will cut it pretty much the way you want it within reason. It's easy to delete things. Making major design changes, that's a little harder to do. We may or may not be wanting to do that, but you know, deleting a gas filler, if you're putting a flop tailgate on your TJ, YJ, or JK, we can delete the hinge cutouts. Stuff like that. It's real simple for us to do. Gives you that custom piece that you're looking for your project. I mean, that's really it in a nutshell. We're about 20,000 square foot here under one roof. We are packed in pretty tight. We have multiple things going on here. As you can hear in the background, we do work, and the guys keep working even when I'm rambling. So we're getting pretty close on having to check some cakes. So let's go back outside and see how lunch is progressing. Right out here. So we talk about our truck for a minute. This is the Ford Exploring truck wagon. You can see we can cook on it. We have 3 burners. We got a grill. We got a flat top. Obviously, I carry my Dutch ovens with me. Refrigeration is not on here currently. It's at home in the garage, cooling down, so we can start loading tonight. For the Ladies Off-Road Network North Rim Adventure. Mary and I leave first thing Thursday morning. So I've got the refrigerator. It's pretty warm, so it takes a longer time for it to chill off on 12 volts. I got it at home chilling down. But normally we have full refrigeration, freeze capability, 30 gallons of water. The truck itself is a 06 Dodge Mega Cab. It was our plow truck for a while, but it's kind of a big beastie to use for plowing. So we turned it into our chuck wagon. It's got pure performance, long arm front suspension, synergy springs, king shocks, trail ready bumpers, trail ready wheels. It's on 37-inch Maxxis razors, ARBs both ends. I don't know if Mason can see it or not. The truck's kind of dirty. But we use it. The sliders are well used. We made them here in the shop. Bumpers are well used. It's a square peg in a round hole, but it's fun to wheel. We can take it quite a few places. I have my tent on top. Prototype of our rooftop tent mount. So this aluminum piece here below is all of our towers. And then we use the Rhino rack tray to mount accessories to, in this case our tent and our fox wing awning over there on the other side. So I think we're about there. Put her out of there where she did trust us. You want to start cutting the long ones? No, just another 10 minutes and that'll be done. Just in time for lunch. So we got lunch done, Jeff?
Is it ready yet?
Well, this needs a couple more minutes, but we can
Get the
have the guys start coming and eating. I give you this.
Yeah. What do you want to do with it?
Well, they're going to have to dig them out.
Okay. You're going to put them here?
You know where you want them.
Yeah, we can set them here, but let's put something down. These plastic tables and hot pots don't mix.
get the
So,
Now you're going to tell everybody it's time to eat? Tell everybody it's time to eat.
all right, so like we said earlier, we have beer brats made by my brother Jeff. He was out. Our grandson was baptized this weekend on Mother's Day, so the whole family came out for that event. We had every full house for the weekend. We cooked and ate way too much food.
All weekend.
But it's kind of a Liebenhagen thing.
Gotta eat.
Gotta eat. Okay. So my brother brought out fresh walleye from Wisconsin, some caught in Ohio, through the ice. So we had a fish fry on Mother's Day. I made cowboy macaroni and cheese and meatloaf in the Dutch ovens for Saturday night. So we had too much food, and we're eating again. It's good to get the guys together and let them hang out, kind of decompress from the shop and the busy schedules. Anybody got any questions? The 2-hour stretch JK. So customer picked it up on Friday. Trailered at home. He lives down in west of Denver, up in the mountains. And him and his wife got it home, unloaded it, drove it around the neighborhood. They drove it here, obviously, but drove it around some more and decided to go wheeling on Saturday and trail here in Colorado we call Chinaman's Gulch.
Put this in there.
Probably an hour-ish from their home to that trail system. They got up Saturday morning, drove the Jeep down, fresh off the presses. No issues, drove bitching on the highway. He was calling me while he was driving and just, you know, couldn't be happier with how the Jeep performed and drove. I said, well, that's all great. Let me know how it does on the trail. So they wheeled the trail, took all the hard lines, played in the optional rock gardens, you know, all that kind of good stuff. Had one mechanical failure. The front sway bar failed, link failed, which is a little chain reaction, but the thing I want to point out there is he took the broken sway bar parts off of the Jeep, so he effectively had no front sway bar, and he's an hour plus away from home, have to go over Kenosha Pass, and so he started driving to get home thinking he was going to have to take it easy, and you know, oh my god, and ended up running normal highway speed. It drives that nice with even without the front sway bar on it. You know, we put a lot of homework, a lot of effort into that kit and that design. If you get a chance, Brian will be poking around Colorado all summer. If you run into him, stop him and talk to him. Maybe he'll let you drive it. He'll definitely take you for a ride. It is a very impressive machine. So he's going to bring it up to the end of this week before he heads out of town again, so we can figure out what went wrong with the sway bar and get that fixed. And then he'll be back to wheeling it for the rest of the summer. We want Chuck to talk a little. So I'll get Jason, grab Chuck, tell him I'm ready for him. So we'll kind of wrap this up. We're kind of coming up on 20 minutes. For exploring, kind of showed you the truck, kind of showed you a little bit of our capability out in the woods. We have a lot more. We cook gourmet meals for you, morning and night. You will not go hungry. I haven't had anybody that spit out whatever they bid in and told me it wasn't any good. We do a pretty good job of cooking. As you can tell, I'm a fat guy. I like to eat, so I can cook. So for exploring, go to the website www.forexploring.com. Go to the 2019 trips tab. Pick a trip. Like I said earlier, we're getting ready to pack up and go for the Ladies Off-Road Network North Rim Adventure. Starts this coming Sunday. Mary and I are going to go down a little early and spend some time at Off-Road Expo down in Flagstaff. Shake some hands, kiss some babies, that sort of thing. We have a Scottle cook-off. So Jerry and I, we met, been friends with Jerry for a long time from Tembo Tusk. Ran into him in Moab during Jeep Safari and kind of twisted his arm into having a Scottle cook-off. So that's this Friday night at Overland Expo at the Tembo Tusk booth. We're going to start about 6 o'clock. We encourage you to come by. If you have a Scottle, bring your Scottle. Bring your favorite dish to make on a Scottle. It's an informal cook-off, kind of a people's choice. We'll dole out samples to whoever's standing there. They can say, you know, Bob made the best, or Jerry made the best, or whoever else shows up. It's just a fun thing. So that's Friday night down at Overland Expo. Saturday, Mary and I will be roaming around the expo grounds all day. If you see us, stop and say hi. Tell us where you'd like for us to plan a trip to. We're currently looking at 2020 schedule. But back in 2019, upcoming trips, you don't want to miss Rockin' Woods. It's our annual in-place camp day trip event. Wheeling in South Dakota is off the hook. We've got some new trails that we can let you play on this year. Kind of keep that rest of that under my hat till you get there. But mild to wild, and wild is wild in South Dakota. So it's a good time. Next trip after that is the Morrison Adventure. It's a 3-day trip over Labor Day weekend. We're going up to Cody, Wyoming, and crossing the state line into Montana via the Morrison Jeep Trail. Morrison is 27 switchbacks, I do believe. In my opinion, it makes Black Bear Pass look like your Monday morning drive. It is a serious narrow shelf road. It's a lot of fun. We'll have a good time. We'll end up in Yellowstone National Park, and from there I'll turn you loose and you can tour the park, do whatever you want to do. Next up is our flagship TNT event for the year. It's Last Man Standing. It happens September 14th through whatever, it's a week. We meet in Montrose, Colorado that Saturday night, and we will start wheeling Sunday morning. Chuck has a little more information on that. Come on in, Chuck, tell the folks about that. I'm gonna check the cake while you're talking.
Right on. So my hardcore friends, you've been asking for a trip, this is it. We're gonna do some of the hardest trails in Colorado from the west side to the Front Range. You are driving the entire way with tools, with your passenger, with your camping gear, with everything you need. There is no trailering. We are going to start, like I said, on the western side, work our way east. He knows more about the trip than I do as far as surprises. I've got the gist of it, but my hardcore friends have been asking for a trip like this. Now's your opportunity. I'm going to start calling you out soon too. Jeff Perkins, Dakota Moore. Wow. So yeah, we've got that coming up. That also will tell us what we're going to do the next year and give you an idea of what to look for next year. But that trip will be happening every year on the year. So jump in early. Get in. We've had about half the participants for this year.
We're about half
still
full
looking,
right now. So
still looking for a couple.
We got like 4 spots left, so don't wait too long. We need to make some hotel reservations. As Chuck said, we will camp a few nights. We'll be in hotels a few nights.
No trailers.
Kind of break that up. Yeah, it is a driving event, man and machine. You're going to have about 650 total miles from start to finish. So you need obviously a capable trail rig, but we need to see if it'll run down the road too. You got to be able to run at least 60 mile an hour. We got a couple little brief chunks of interstate that we have to deal with to get from A to B to C to D to wherever. So you got to be able to run down the highway. Should be DOT legal. We'll leave that interpretation up to you.
It's a fine line.
Right. So.
But it is a challenge and a competition.
But it is a challenge and is last man standing, so not everybody's going to make it. We're under the impression of that, but we would like you to be prepared for making the whole trip. Show up prepared. Don't show up half prepared, because this is going to beat your rig, including mine.
Fix your stuff at home. Don't fix it at the trailhead. Enough said on that subject.
Yes, sir. And I'll be putting more information out soon about that. So. Yeah,
watch Chuck, the Mason Converse Media. They'll be putting some stuff out. We'll share that to the TNT pages. Let's make this a first annual, make it a good time. And to make it a good time, we want a full crew. We have a good time when we're on the trail. So after that, if hardcore rock crawling and that sort of thing is not your flavor, to end the season is Fall Adventure. 29th of September, I think. We leave Green River, Utah, and head down through San Rafael Swell and down into Canyonlands National Park. That's all I'm going to tell you about that.
They're filming. I want to jump on it.
Beautiful country. You're good, man. Have some lunch, man.
Have some lunch. That's what's there.
Beautiful country.
Yeah, it's spectacular. You need a basic
It's in
Jeep.
the pot.
Need to be able to carry 10 gallons of gas because we are pretty remote. Do all the cooking for you on that one. So you need a Jeep in your sleeping system, whatever that is. So sign up for that one. It's a good time. Participants from last year are still talking about it. They had a really spectacular time. So
awesome.
On that, I think we're about there. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Next week, we're going to have to figure out, because I will be gone. So we'll get somebody to either fill that in. Potentially, I may be where I have service. Maybe I'll wing it on my own in the middle of nowhere.
Stay tuned.
We'll play that one by ear. So if we don't see you next week, we would definitely see you the week after. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And I guess happy birthday to me. So we'll see you guys next week.